All right, it is 6 o'clock. I'll call the Finance and Personnel Committee to order. We will begin with the roll. Alder Bellinger.
Here.
Alder Close.
Here.
Alder Decker.
Here.
Alder Perella.
Here.
Mitchell is here. We have a full quorum. Will you all please join me in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item 4, approval of the minutes from the November 24th meeting. We have a motion for approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Bellinger, second by Decker. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Those minutes are approved. Item 5 is public comment. Again, I believe I can guess, but I'll still just ask. Is there anybody for public comment tonight? Okay, the crowded room, everybody's quiet. Got it. We'll move on to item 6, report number 33 of 2526, submitting the 2026 City of Sheboygan organization table. Anybody want to speak to this one?
All right. Good evening. I am filling in for Attorney Majerus. She is out tonight. I don't know if you have any questions. This was reviewed in parts throughout the budgetary process. So this is just, we have a requirement that we adopt a table of organization. So this is reflective of what was approved in the budget.
Alder Perella?
Yes, if you don't mind, please. Going over very briefly on the actual changes on the personnel, like, for example, the actual change between the actual 2025 and the adopted 2026. Like, for example, I'm looking at the housing specialist that is not going to be there, or I was looking at the arborist and the city forester. So just to remind us of those changes, please, and the rationale behind that, if you can.
We'll have Finance Director.
I may not speak to the rationale, but I can at least give you the background. And if Administrator Bradley wants to add anything, he is more than welcome to do so, of course. So a couple things, if we start at the top, the first thing is the Office of the City Administrator has that communication specialist additional position, which was again discussed during budget. The next change was in the City Attorney Office. Previously, it was budgeted for a deputy city attorney, and currently we have removed that. I will say that the funding for that piece went from the attorney position to outside counsel for this moment to support those kind of niche or one-off type projects that would benefit from having an outside counsel on. For example, contract negotiations or something like that with the union. So that's the funding isn't necessarily taken away. It was just reallocated to the contracted services for this point in time. The buildings maintenance section, you will see that they have the additional staff that was in the library previously, and that was a resolution that was brought forward to move the supervision of those people who do maintenance or custodian work underneath the facilities director. The police department has 3 additional police officers, and that again is related to the grant that was approved by council in order to fund with the federal grant that we had available, those additional police officers. Building inspections and planning had a bit of a shakeup, we'll just say. So you'll see that it has, in building inspection, has 9. There was previously a housing specialist position that was half code enforcement, half loans through the CDBG program. But what we're looking at doing and what was approved through the budget was 2 full-time code enforcement officers. So one will focus on the south and one will focus on the north side. And it was taking that housing specialist who was half code enforcement, making them full code enforcement. And then underneath the planning section, there's actually I believe it's like a program type position for CDBG. So that person will handle the grants from the CDBG program and all of the loan pieces with that. So that person's taking on all that and really splitting up those duties. In addition, let's see where I'm at. There is a reduction of one staff member in the Administration Office of Public Works, one of the clerks. And keep scrolling here. Senior services, this again was discussed. There was the customer service representative. That's a half-time, part-time position that is being funded through the Friends Group. So this is to determine if additional hours and things would be beneficial to the Uptown Social Group and the building to see if it could sustain and support future growth with positions there. So this is kind of a temporary position to see how that goes on a trial basis. Again, I kind of mentioned in the planning department, they had gone through a few changes throughout 2025. And if you recall, there was a memo that came through, in summer sometime that already had reallocated some of the positions to make a lead inspector and things like that. So those had come through earlier this year. So that extra half-time or half of an FTE is the change of the housing specialist to that full-time code enforcement officer.
Before we move on, that one, let's bring up the development position.
That was taken out during.
Bring that up.
Administrator Bradley would like me to point out that there was previously a planning and development supervisor position that was in 25's budget, but that was actually removed as part of the reallocation of the funds to have support the other positions throughout the changes of 25, and it was not put into 26's budget. So that might be a request in the future, but just to make sure that that is clarified. Good. Okay. The change to the public library, that is the change I mentioned earlier about the facilities individuals going to the facilities department. And I believe I'm to the bottom, and that is all the changes.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on this one?
Second.
We have a motion by Alder Bellinger, second by Perrella. Then seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. That one is approved. Next up is item 7, report number 34 of 2526, submitting a summons and complaint in the matter of SCR. I believe that should be FCF, RC funding for LLC versus City of Sheboygan. Who would like to speak to this one?
This is a excessive tax challenge. So this is just a referral to our tax attorney, which will be handled. I believe we have another one of these on here as well. So referring this and appointing the attorney on that. Get it to open. Yep. This is just informing you, I believe, at this point.
Yeah, appointing outside counsel will be item 9.
And so Amy Seibel is the attorney that we'd be appointing or requesting to appoint to represent us on this case. Oh, now it works.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? This is just the report informing the committee of the summons and complaint, so there wouldn't need to be action beyond filing, to the best of my knowledge. All right, we have motion to file. Do we have a second? All right, we have a motion by Alder Bellinger, a second by Alder Decker. Alder Perrella.
Yeah, so my question was, I recall the similar situation last year. Is it the same entity that did it last year? And if that is the case, I was wondering, why is this happening on a regular basis? And I may be wrong. Maybe wasn't this entity, it was another one.
Yeah, so this happens frequently so they challenge their assessment. They went to the review board. The review board sided with the city's assessor. So now our responsibility is then to defend that. So this one, I believe, is a new one. Further down on the agenda, we have, we have the appointment on item 9.
Yeah.
That is a recurring one that we get every year from Walmart.
Oh, okay. So this one is new.
This is a new one, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Alder Decker?
Yes, I believe the one we had in the past was, I think, was Walmart? Was that the Walmart one? Is this a similar type of a thing, though? Is it a dark store kind of thing? Is that why they're doing this one? Or is this?
I have not seen the justification behind this one. I don't know if they're using dark store theory on this or not. Okay. So we'll have to, after we get into the claim here and see what their proposed valuation should be. So I have not looked at that yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe this is festival food.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So
Don't believe this is the first one from them. I think we had one.
I think he had one a few
years.
years ago as well. Yeah. So I'm not sure what basis they're using for that. So ultimately, what'll come out of this before we ultimately go to court is essentially we will have an independent appraiser come in and provide an appraisal as well. So you'll kind of have, you've got their proposal, our proposal, and then we have an independent one that ultimately becomes the basis that we rely on if it's different than higher or lower than our internal one that is done, or the contracted staff that do the appraisal for the city.
Any other questions or comments on this one? If not, we have a motion and a second for filing. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes. That item has been filed. Next up is item number 8, resolution number 138 of 2526, authorizing the finance director to make all necessary changes and record all transactions in the city's general ledger to close the boat facilities fund and the marina fund and consolidate it into a combined marina/boat facilities fund.
Thank you. This item, I'm hoping I'm getting to the last of the cleanup of all the accounts that I've been doing over the past several years. But this item we brought forward after we converted the marina to being managed with the city staff. This is kind of an operational type of change where Nick Worminski, who's the marina manager, is managing both the marina facilities and the boat facilities that are on the river. So that is the intention, is to have it remain that way. So this is to account for it in the same fund. There will be, I will say that I did add additional information than maybe has been on previous closure of funds for detail, because I wanted to make it very clear that the capital fund, advance from capital fund, is money that the marina fund owes to the capital fund. And so that transfer or that advance is going to move with all of the other changes that I'm doing, including, and then also the mortgage that was on that account as well. So I did add a little bit more detail this time, especially because of the history with the marina and just wanting to be transparent.
It is encouraging that we are getting close to the end of the cleanup of counts. Questions, comments on this one?
I'll make a motion to approve, and I appreciate the additional information. Thank you.
All right, we have motion to approve by Elder Bellinger. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Elder Decker. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. That one is approved. All right, kind of circling back here, item 9, resolution number 139 of 2526, authorizing retaining outside legal counsel to represent the city in the matter of SCFRC funding for LLC versus City of Sheboygan and authorizing payment for said services.
So this is appointing the legal counsel to defend us on that prior claim.
Questions or comments on this one?
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Elder Decker, a second by Elder Bellinger. Elder Perella.
So this is for festival, correct? It's not for Walmart. This is the same. It's just to approve the appointment of the council.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Thank
because I
you.
believe we also received one that should be coming
Sure.
forward on Walmart as well, so.
Okay.
All right. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes. That item is approved as well. Next up is item 10, resolution number 142 of 2526, adopting the revised 2026 City of Sheboygan compensation program for non-represented employees.
Thank you. As our policies require, we brought forward the compensation program that aligned with the budget. So it's a 2.6% increase for non-represented employees. And then they would expect to also receive one step on the scale as well for if they have been here a year. So there will be, it is a little bit more than the 2.6% per person. But if you have any questions, this table does also reflect any changes that were made on that table of organization that you approved earlier.
Alder Perrella?
So this was, my understanding was that this one is just to adjust for that 0.2% that is different now?
So this is for 2.6%, which is what was budgeted. The
Right.
Social Security adjustment that was made after we had already gotten to the process, that 0.2% will be looked at in the budget year for 2027, because our financial policies, how they are adopted, say that we are supposed to align ourselves with a 5-year trend
Right.
of Social Security. So that will be looked at in 2027 because we've already shouldn't say we, you have already adopted the 2026 budget and there is not the funds to make that 0.2% at this time.
And also because we are talking about, so I was mistaken. I thought that we would adjust on yearly basis based on the previous year SSI, but this is not the case.
Correct.
At an average of 5 years, so we can do it next year, basically.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Alder Bellinger, second by Alder Perrella. Any other discussion on this one? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes. That one is approved as well. Takes us to items for discussion only, where I am going to go out on a limb and assume that the City Attorney's Office December report will be presented at next Finance and Personnel Committee meeting.
Yes, unless you have any questions I can answer for you. Otherwise, yes, she'll be at the next one.
Fair.
Thank you.
In that case, we can move over that item. The next tentative date for our regular meetings is going to be December 22nd of this year. And with that, we have exhausted our agenda and are looking for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Alder Bellinger, second by Alder Perrella. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you.